the last episode, you learned how to write intention statements. Today, you're going to learn how to use the discipline. This will fulfill the third and final condition to consistently exercise virtuous self-control in the moment of choice. There's a lot to cover. Let's get into it. Hey there, it's me, Cor, and you're listening to Exercising Self-Control from Fitness to Flourishing. There's a principle in behavior science called reinforcement. Put simply, behaviors reinforced increase. Behaviors redirected decrease. In what I call the discipline, you are applying these principles to make better choices. That is, you're directing your attention toward the excellence of your choices in the moment. This is a subtle difference, but I think it's an important one. The discipline then is choices reinforced increase. Choices redirected decrease. You reinforce the choices consistent with the person you want to be. This is the preferred self, and that includes the behaviors you want of yourself. The more immediate that reinforcement, the better. You also redirect the choices inconsistent with the person you want to be and the behaviors that you want. The more immediate that redirection, the better. Robert Epstein, PhD, a psychologist, professor, and author referenced in the book Other People's Habits by Aubrey Daniels, asserts it's not really self-reinforcement you're doing, but self-monitoring. He's quoted as saying, "Many studies show that if you get someone to be more aware of what they are doing, they'll be better at it, virtually without exception." This is the purpose of using the discipline. You use this simple process to direct your attention to your enacted choices in the moment. For a refresher on what I mean by enacted choices, check out my episode called How to Know When You've Made a Choice. So even though it may not be self-reinforcement according to the science, I'll still be using that label. To demonstrate how to execute the discipline, I'll be using the specific scenario from the previous lesson on setting your intention statement, and that is standing on your exercise mat within 3 minutes of your time to exercise alarm chiming. Here's how to reinforce the excellent choice in the above scenario. You acknowledge the specific behavior. For example, you say to yourself, "That's it, excellent, yes. I'm standing on my exercise mat within 3 minutes of hearing the alarm." You don't need to say this aloud, but at least say it to yourself mentally. Think it. The important thing is to direct your attention toward the choice that you've realized, that is, you've made real, in the moment. And then you ask what I call an intentional question. For example, why is it I choose to stand on my exercise mat within 3 minutes of the alarm? The intentional question is designed to presuppose the behavior you want is already a natural, recurring habit and that it's the choice you make in the moment. Notice the statement or the affirmation in the question. If you have the transcript, you can see I underlined it above. By prefacing the intentional question with "why is it?" you are accepting that you are making a choice, and this specific choice is your standard of excellence in this specific circumstance. And in this case, the alarm for exercise chimes, and you choose to stand on your mat within 3 minutes. And then finally, you answer your intentional question, starting with the word "because." You need to understand your reasons for making this choice. Come up with 1 to 3 compelling reasons. For example, because now I know I'll get my workout done, and I always feel better after my workout. Or because that's what I do. I make plans and I follow through. Or because this exercise practice is how I'm going to lose those last 15 pounds. Or because I need to lose 45 pounds. Or because now maybe my wife will get off my back about lowering my blood pressure. Pay special attention to the emotions, feelings, and images that come up when you give yourself a reason or reasons for the choice you're making. Do your best to focus on reasons that are consistent with your highest values and most important goals. These will empower you, result in good feelings, motivate you, and make you eager to move and do the good things that you want to do. Now, those last two reasons, I need to lose 45 pounds. Now maybe my wife will get off my back. These may result in feelings that are less than empowering. For example, desperation, resentment. Dig deeper. It's okay to be motivated to move away from something you don't want. Just make sure that you focus on being pulled forward toward that vision that you have for yourself as being the best person you can be. Now, here's how you redirect when you make a less than excellent choice. Choices inconsistent with your intention statement are to be redirected, essentially replaced, as soon as possible. First, again, you acknowledge the specific behavior. For example, I'm standing on my exercise mat 45 minutes later than I had planned. No, thank you. That's not what I want. Again, you don't need to say this out loud to yourself, but think it. Pay attention. It's important to direct your attention toward the choice that you've actually realized in the moment. Now, from this point forward, the steps for redirection are identical to reinforcement. I'll just refresh your memory. You ask yourself an intentional question, and it's identical. Why is it I choose to stand on my exercise mat within 3 minutes of the alarm? And then from there, you give yourselves the reasons why you do that. The intentional question for both reinforcement and redirection is identical deliberately. It acknowledges that it's a choice and the choice is yours. It clearly associates the values, motivations, and rewards of enacting the choice in the moment, the choice that you want. It presupposes this choice is a foregone conclusion, that it's already real. It sets the standard that you are willing to accept for yourself. Your life does not reflect what you aspire toward. It reflects the standard that you actually accept for yourself. And finally, the intentional question is consistent because this creates a single focus toward which you direct your attention, energy, and effort. The answers that you give to the intentional question will also be identical for the most part. You are doing many important things with the discipline. You are paying attention to the moments you are being excellent by your own standard. You're noticing your own excellence. You're accepting the excellence that you are enacting in the moment is your choice. You're accepting that you can create your experience as an act of intention and volition. You're connecting to the reasons why you're making those excellent choices. You are better understanding why you choose to do what you do. You're paying attention to the moments you're being less than excellent by your own standard. You're noticing your own inconsistency and refocusing as quickly as possible on the excellence that you prefer to experience. You're asking yourself better questions. The quality of your experience is a direct result of the quality of your questions. Absolutely any behavior occurs, consistent or inconsistent, and you direct your awareness to the person you prefer to be and the choices you prefer to enact. It's in the moment of choice that virtuous self-control can be implemented. Your choice is the power you have in the world. The outcomes and consequences of your choices are out of your control. Focus on making excellent choices. There's no more effective way of operating in the world. Again, this has been a long one, and there are more details in this process that I call the discipline. If you would like more details, please do let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions and to expand on any of these ideas further. That's it for today. Catch you next time.